Hey, here on Todd's To-Dos. Today I am installing a drip system in a landscaping area. I have one already installed in a garden, in my garden area, and so I'm going to kind of show you what that looks like and then show you how I install one in the landscape area. You'll have to just don't mind the mess or the kids screaming in the background. And I'll kind of show you the basic emitters I use and how it works, and I'll go from there. Okay, so I don't have a sprinkler system in our yard. I just water it myself with the hose and everything. So this is, if you have one that kind of connects to the sprinkler system, I'm not sure how that works. But these are the basics that you'll need. You'll need this is what goes from the hose to this, okay? So this is nice to twist, it makes it easy to put on. This is a depressurizer, so you'll want to get one of these because it not only does it save on water, but it also makes it so not as much water goes in and is bursting out of the emitters. This just connects the two together. This is a filter. You'll want to get a filter. They're about 12 or 15 bucks, and they just stop, dirt and stuff from getting stuck in the emitters. And then this goes from the hose, pretty much the hose size, to this 1/2 inch piping. So I have this piping goes, and here's a T, and there's a T over there, and then it goes down my garden, as you can see there. So what you do is you can get one of these. This is really cheap, but it's really hard. I would not recommend getting one of these. I would recommend getting one of these. Okay, this is a little bit more expensive, but it's a whole lot easier and it saves a lot of time, especially if you're going to be putting a lot of holes. This connects onto the 1/2 inch and you puncture a hole in it, and then you get an adapter. You puncture a hole and this adapter goes into that hole there, and then the other end connects to this 1/4 inch one, and then you take this out to as long as you want it and you cut it, and at the end you can add different types of emitters. So here are the different types of emitters. There's this, which just comes in at the end of this, and it just drips. So you put it next to the flower or the whatever plant you have, or in the garden, just put it at the base of it and it waters it. There's this. This is 360, so it comes out and then 360 design. You can twist this to determine how far it goes. It goes out to a few feet, and it says it all on the packaging, so you can kind of plan what you want. This is actually 2 pieces, and this just goes right into the 1/2 inch. Actually, you put a hole at the top and it just connects in like there, like that. So what this is, I can just unscrew this top part, and you buy a package of these, which I have here, and then at the top you add whatever you want here. So this one's a 180 degree. You can see it just kind of goes around 180 and it goes about 7 feet. Or there's this one. This is 360, and it says there it'll go 9 feet. So just kind of have to plan out what you want. Some other essentials are goof plugs. So when you do make a hole in this 1/2 inch, you get, and you don't want that there, you just put the goof plug in. Or if you decide you use it for a year, and then the next year you have a different setup in your garden or whatever, and you want to take it out, or the plant dies and don't want to use it anymore, then you just pull out the emitter from there and you replace it with this, with the goof plug. You're going to need some scissors to cut the different pipes, pliers. If you do mess up or something, you can take out the emitters, or take out the goof plug. You can take out a goof plug and put an emitter there. Some other essentials are the stakes. Here's a stake. This goes into the 1/4 inch, okay, like this. It goes into the 1/4 inch, and then coming from it is the emitter. So you can kind of just put it to where you want it to be exactly, so it goes at the base of the plant. And then there's these stakes that hold in the 1/2 inch one into the ground. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. Some people say that you need a backstop or something, and that you need if you have this coming right out of your house. So this is connected to the spigot connected to your house. So you'll need right here another attachment that's a backstop so that water doesn't go back out into your house. And but you don't need that if this is, I'll show you, it's out by the garden area and there's a hose in between it, and I don't worry about water going back. The last thing you'll need is this. This closes the 1/2 inch at the very end. You just bend it and you put the pipe in through the two sides, and it closes it. And then it's easy if you want to keep going. If you need to add on, I've done that before. You just take it off and then get one of these, something like this, except without the T, just kind of that top part, and it continues on. So very versatile. You can plan it however you need. Kind of fun actually for me to sit here and plan it all out and figure out what's going to work and see how it all works out. Lastly, I have these. I've never used these before. These go, I think it says like 12 feet, and so these will come out of the 1/2 inch, and it'll plug in the 1/2 inch right there, and then stake it into the ground, and hopefully it'll go out and it'll water the grass area where it's just kind of between the fence and the house and there's not a lot of room. So that's the basics of it. Hopefully that made sense and you kind of get an idea, and I'll show you it all put together. So if we come down right here, here's a goof plug. And just today, I should have shown you, I had those green emitters in right here, and it came out and it watered some spinach that we had here, but they died. So I just took those out and put the goof plugs in so the water doesn't come out, not wasting it. So it comes down here, and it's kind of hard to see now that the plants are getting bigger. But over here on this side, here we have the 1/2 inch pipe, the base of it, the quarter inch pipe coming out of it, and then here's that stake I showed you. Here's the emitter, and it just drips. And you know, you try and put it close to the base of it. It kind of moves a little bit with the sun and everything, and to keep your eyes on it every few weeks or so, and it should be pretty good. Once it gets pretty big, it doesn't need to be right next to it. Okay, so here I have the hose hooked up, coming along here, and then it comes out to this emitter, just dripping out there to the water my peppers. Or if you have it coming straight out, and that waters that right there. And let me show you what's watering the strawberries here. This is 361. So if you twist it, then it'll change kind of how far it goes and everything. And this is the one that I don't like. It has just a 5 spray. Kind of annoying, but you just have to aim it, and it'll work for some landscapes, but I don't really like it for mine. So that's that. So in the front yard I have a similar setup, but I use those blue ones I showed you that go right into the 1/2 inch. That's it right there. So there's one there, and there's one over here, and that's watering this area. There's one over here, that's watering this area. There's a couple of emitters, also the green ones that just drip. So you just got to kind of plan it out and figure out what works best for you and your landscaping area. Okay, so let me show you what I just did here in the front yard. Here I have the garden or the landscape area. Hose goes in right there, like I showed you. And I have 3 360-degree sprayers there, go about 7 or 8 feet. And then that goes along here, all the way to the very end. I have this 180-degree sprayer. I didn't use any of the 1/4 inch like this. I tried this one, couldn't really find a spot, figured these 360 would work great. I'm a little bit worried about these, I can't remember what they're called, my wife does this, but these white ones at the very edge being watered. Hopefully they'll be watered nicely from the 360 out here, and that the bushes aren't covering them. So that's what I have here. So here I have a couple areas where I did the big spray emitters to water this part. It's between the house and the fence that's hard to water with the regular sprinkler system that I use, this by hand when I water it. So right here, and also right here, just a few feet from the house, and also between the house and the fence and the other side of the fence. So if you look over here, these are kind of the bigger ones coming out, and they go out about 10 or 12 feet. And the same thing over here. This is all from the same system where it's plugged in. You can probably see the 1/2 inch going down back that way behind those plants, and then it plugs in right there from the 1/4 inch, from the 1/2 inch to the 1/4 inch, and right there. So that's a pretty good system to kind of water some yellow grass in your area that doesn't get watered very well, besides just the garden or landscaping area. Okay, and that's about it. Once again, comment of any questions or anything that works for you, that works better for you. Once again, I'll put in the video description links to everything that you can purchase online. Yeah, hopefully you can like or subscribe if you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.